The Turbo Max has done its job. It's potent, efficient, and clean. But there's a missing beat, a certain pulse that only a proper V6 can deliver. Power isn't just numbers on a spec sheet, and torque isn't just for towing. It's about the sound, the heft, the way a truck feels when you plant your foot on the accelerator. That's the magic of V6 brings back to the mid-size pickup world. For years, emissions rules and corporate caution made companies cut most big blocks and pushed buyers toward smaller engines. But with the latest rollback and restrictions, Chevy suddenly has room to think bigger. That's enough to us to ask, will the 2027 Chevy Colorado bring back the V6, and why it would be a smart choice? Join us as we explore the world of wheels. Subscribe now and buckle up for the adventure. Existing engine. After the switch from V6 to Turbo 4, the Chevy Colorado offered three configurations. There was the base version for daily driving, a mid-level tune for a bit more pep, and the top-spec setup that flirted with real truck territory. Fast forward to 2026, and the company has trimmed the lineup down to a single option, the most potent one, officially called Turbo Max. It delivers 310 horsepower and 430 pound-feet of torque, enough to tow 7,700 pounds. On paper, it matches the old V6's performance in many ways, and in real-world driving, it's quick, responsive, and surprisingly smooth. In the end, the Turbo Max isn't a bad engine, but by cutting the other two tunes, they sacrificed flexibility. And let's not forget, it's a complicated Turbo 4 at its core, which just means more things that can go wrong over time. Why bring back the V6? There's more to a truck than horsepower charts and towing numbers, and that's exactly where a V6 shines. It delivers a kind of effortless power the Turbo 4 just can't match in first place. The Turbo Max is strong, sure, but it works hard to get there. Then there's towing and hauling. The Turbo 4 can manage 7,700 pounds, but a V6 could make that feel less like a struggle. It breathes easily, even when fully loaded or on a steep grade. Another point is reliability. A naturally aspirated or even mildly tuned V6 is simpler, often more durable. Simply put, fewer moving parts means fewer things that can break. On a pickup, that peace of mind is worth its weight in torque. Then there's one shocker. The Turbo 4 didn't actually deliver a gas mileage boost. The Turbo Max manages about 21 miles per gallon combined, exactly what the old V6 did. Buyers chasing efficiency got performance, but not the MPG numbers. Finally, we have the fun factor. V6 is nostalgia, but also a practical step to keep the Colorado competitive. Some mid-size trucks still offer V6 units, and skipping it entirely puts Chevy at a disadvantage in the driver appeal department. Will they bring it back? The biggest factor has always been emissions. For years, tight EPA standards pushed automakers to downsizing. That's why the Turbo 4 took over, pushing the old V6 to the brink of extinction. Now, with the latest rollback, the rules aren't quite as strict. Suddenly, a V6 has a chance to re-enter the conversation. Ram already showed what's possible. The V8 Hemi is back in the lineup. That doesn't guarantee a V6 Colorado, but it does open the door. Diesel is also in the mix, though it's a dying breed in mid-size pickups. Still, for the right buyer, Colorado with an oil burner could be fun, as long as it meets the current standards. General Motors hasn't officially said a word yet, which leaves a lot of room for speculations. But that doesn't mean the idea isn't simmering behind the scenes. Automakers don't usually announce these things until the last minute, and with mid-size trucks being such a hot segment, a V6 Colorado could be exactly the move Chevy needs to stay competitive. Price and release date. Trucks aren't getting any cheaper, and bringing back a V6 would only push the price higher. Think at least $1,000 or $2,000 more, just for the engine itself. Add in the usual tech updates and trim improvements, and suddenly you're looking at a noticeably higher sticker than what most buyers are used to. Still, for someone who holds onto that V6 nostalgia, the price jump isn't outrageous and the choice is totally worth it. General Motors is yet to make a statement. We'll be watching closely for any hints, leaks, or early announcements, but don't expect official details until late 2026. That's when the company typically drops full specs, trims, and pricing. Between now and then, the rumor mill will spin, and every teaser will get pickup fans talking, but patience will be key. Thank you for watching. We look forward to seeing you next time.